guys, I'm Craig, and today for the Surfboard Guide, we're going to check out the new G-Skate by Channel Island Surfboards. So this here is the G-Skate. If you surf and you haven't heard of the G-Skate, you've probably been living under a rock. Channel Islands have really been pumping a lot of marketing, really pushing this model. I think it's done by the Gudauskas brothers. I reckon that's what the G in G-Skate stands for. And it is a kind of fun all-round performer that is designed for a whole variety of waves. I was pretty frothing when I checked it out, like chatting with the guys early on before it came out. I believe it has some characteristics from Pod and Pod Mod, which are two of my kind of favorite boards. And also this back end of it really look reminiscent of those who might be familiar with the MTF or the MTF Altered. So I was absolutely frothing to check it out. I found sizing with it kind of strange. I'm a not too tall but kind of heavy guy, so I'm 5'10.5" and around 92 kilos. And looking at the stock dimensions, a 5'8" seemed a little small, and a 5'10" seemed a bit big and a bit long. I didn't want to sort of more of a fun kind of design to be the same length as my height, so I ended up going custom. I've gone 5'8", 19 3/4, 2 and 5/8, which using the calculator on the Channel Islands website, which is awesome, says it comes in at just over 33 litres. In saying that, ordered the board custom, got the board, and kind of wigged out. When I first picked it up, I picked up a couple of boards at the same time around the same size, and it just did not feel like it had the 33 litres in it. Was wigging out, was going back and forth with the guys at Onboard store here in Australia that do Channel Islands, going, hey, should I even ride this? I think it's too small. And they're like, just ride it, give it a go. And I'm stoked I did. Feels like it's got the volume it needs. Whether it's 33, I don't know, but definitely floats, definitely paddles. My shortboards are kind of around the 5'11" to 6'0" mark, kind of riding like 31.5, 32.5 litres if I had to get pretty specific over volume. So this sits with just a notch more volume than my shortboards would, but a little bit less length. Looking over the G-Skate, kind of got this really fun kind of outline. The nose comes around, it's actually just rounded off at the end. It loses its sharp point. I've seen a few different ones and they're kind of a little bit different there, but this one's nice and rounded off. Kind of holds some width through the front end. It's pretty straight through its rail line. So what that does is it holds width from the front all the way through to the back, where this nice little bump kind of flyer just goes bang and pulls in this nice little really tight and really small swallowtail. Like I said, the back end of this board really reminded me of a few boards that I really liked from Channel Islands back in the day. The MTF Altered. We've done through like Rob Machado and that, and then Dane picked it up like 10 or 15 years ago and was just ripping on them. I had a couple of them, really enjoyed them. Actually rode the AMTs in that as well. Really fun board, had a lot of kind of forward volume, sort of thickness on the chest, but then it was really tight and really small in the back end. And a lot of characteristics of the MTF Altered seem to be in the back end of this board. In fins, I've gone with the AMTs. Don't know if this is where I'll land, but this is a good twin set that I had and hadn't ridden yet. I've ridden AMTs before, but they're a brand new set. Threw them in, they feel pretty good. And with that, I'm 2 surfs in. So initial thoughts kind of about, our first few surfs aboard, our thoughts, where we're going, a little bit of our intro to the full review, and also get some feedback from you guys about, what you want to see, fins, any questions you have before you do the full review. So gone with the AMTs, but might look at T1s. I really like the Rasta upright twins by Futures and a few other sets I'll try and get in there. So if there's anything you guys want to see, let me know. Apart from a little bit added width and thickness, all I've done with this board is, I think it's ultralight, so it's stock glassing, but I did go, I picked a different blank. So a company called Core Blanks in Australia. They're on the north coast of Australia, but they do really good blanks. And I got a blank they do called a Core Red. So if you look really closely, you'll see there's like a red glue on the side of the stringer. It's a really light and really kind of high performance blank. Might dent a little quicker than other blanks, but I really like the feeling of these blanks. So in a kind of smaller wave, fun board that I want to be really lively, I kept the glassing just stock, but I did change the blank. I used to put Core Reds in like every board I ordered custom. I've tried to keep things pretty stock over the last few years since doing reviews to make sure it's, aligns with what you guys get off the shelf. But yeah, Channel Islands are, like most surfboard shapers, are amazing with customization of dim, special requests, glassing requests, you know, and even blanks. So, you know, if you're looking at this sort of stuff, I think it'd be really good in a stringed epoxy. And also, you know, they do their spine tech, which would be awesome as well. But I went with, you know, just a regular stringed sort of blank, but I did go a core red blank. So, you know, they always feel nice and lively, and so far the board feels good. But yeah, 2 surfs in, one was in like a 2-foot shory when they told me just to take it out and make sure it floats, and it definitely did. And it was a bit of fun. And then I actually took it out on a bigger day. It's funny because a lot of clips that have been out with the Gudauskas brothers, some of the Channel Islands team was actually in Hawaii, and they're surfing, you know, some pretty solid waves. And yeah, I had a day at my local spot. Just a quick session, like an hour, probably got like half a dozen waves, some kind of like right wedges in that kind of 3 to 5 foot range, bit of push, got a couple of wraps in, did a few good turns, actually felt like I was doing some pretty good surfing on it. So pretty keen to get some footage on the board. If it's a small wave groveler, I'm yet to fully confirm, but it definitely felt good in more like kind of shortboard-esque waves. It definitely held its own, had great paddle power, great speed, and so far I've really enjoyed it. But look, that's our initial thoughts. You guys got any questions, hit us up here in the comments below on Instagram at the Surfboard Guide. Let us know what you want to see. If you've got any questions in the interim, let us know. Fins you want to see, please let us know. And also, anyone that's kind of followed our journey, you might look at, I don't think I've ever had a Channel Islands board without a Dane Reynolds 2-piece Channel Islands pad. But I just saw these new 3-piece pads that they're doing, which is the Reef Hazelwood pad, and they're amazing. A very nice looking pad. A little arch bar on the back there. I normally don't like an arch bar, but the pad felt really good. Felt really good on the foot, underfoot, good grip. Aesthetically looks very pleasing. And sorry, Dane, I've moved away from your pad. Probably only periodically. I'll be back soon. But yeah, I don't think, it felt weird even putting it on. I don't think I've had a Channel Islands board in the last 10 years without putting a Dane 2-piece pad on. So anyway, that's me, I'm just a little bit weird. But anyway, that's our initial thoughts on the G-Skate by Channel Islands. We'll have the full review out to you shortly. But in the meanwhile, questions about fins, anything else, hit us up, comments below, also at the Surfboard Guide on Instagram. Thanks so much for watching.